live streams. It has me scheduled for 24 hours later. Whatever. Anyway, today I'm going to try a new soap by Noble Otter. The name of this soap is Barrbarr. And obviously it's a barber shop, right? And what I notice that it's got a medium strength, but what I notice, it has clove in there. I don't know what the notes are because I didn't research them. I just kind of said, I want a Noble Otter and I want a barber shop. Do they make one? Yeah, they do. And that's Barrbarr. Smells good. You know, a lot of people say Sterling soap has the best barbershop. And I don't know, but Sterling soaps are pretty decent, you know, and they're inexpensive. So shout out for the one thumbs up. That's got a hey Rodolfo, dance baby. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't even want to stream anymore, right? But I'm like, I like my friends. That's all it is my friends. So I shaved, I went to the VA and I shaved in the shower. I was like, I miss seeing AM and Rodolfo and Krypton and AM Fernando, you know, like the people I've associated with for years. And I'm like, I enjoy my shave better here. So I'm not doing it to be famous. I'm doing it for selfish purposes. I'm sorry, but I'm doing it for selfish purposes. Yeah, if you want to visit my Amazon store, that's cool. And I appreciate that. But 99% of the people don't visit the Amazon store. Let's be honest. But I got Moose here. It's a shave now, you know? My buddy from Australia. Cool shirt. I love it. It's pigs. I believe I got this off of Amazon too. Should post a link. Get my 2%, baby. Nah. But yeah. It's a company called Hard Daddy. And they're getting really big, and nobody wears these shirts except me. Like when I go to the VA, when I go anywhere, I'm the only one wearing the crazy shirt, you know? But there are people that always say, I like your shirt, you know, I like your hat, I like your shirt. This is my most complimented hat. I don't know why. It's like a kind of flat, but I kind of bent it. I have one of these things where you put it bends the flat bill. I'm not a fan of flat bills. I think it's kind of ghetto, but that's besides the point. I grew up in the 70s, right? And here's my favorite brush, Yaki Mocha Express. This is like, I don't even know why I got other brushes because I love this brush so much. Yaki Mocha Express. I have other ones, but for whatever reason, you can get this on AliExpress. I think it's $15 and free shipping or something like that. It's my favorite, you know. It fits my hand. It feels good. It's synthetic, you know. Rocket! Yeah, it didn't hit Miami. No, it didn't hit Miami. I was kind of curious about Captain and Coke, John, but then I'm like, I'm going to call him, but I'm going to go to the Joey Cannoli stream to see if I don't watch the Joey Cannoli channel, but I go through the comments to see who was there, and he was there. So I'm like, okay, he's okay. That's cool. Because I was going to call him otherwise if he wasn't in the chat. Stuff smells pretty good. It has that clove note, and I enjoy cloves. The aftershave I'm going to be using today has cloves. I have to get another Blackbeard. I bought a couple more soaps too. Blackbeard, Black Ship, one of my favorite bay rums. A very strong bay rum. This company makes really good aftershaves. Black Ship Grooming. Nobody talks about them. They were popular a while back. Now they're just like non-existent, but they have a new aftershave, and I have to check that one out. But money, yeah, doesn't grow on trees. I bought a couple new releases. Whiskey Raper Miami Hurricanes win a national championship. Oh man, that's a nice part for you. Um, that's cool. I don't watch football. Listen, man, I like football when they had Barry Sanders, and that was it. You know, he was a true gentleman. Whiskey Reaper tells me what to do. Hey, man, go on your computer, use your good mic, monetize. I'm like, dude, I don't care. You know, I enjoy seeing my friends. I enjoy reading the comments. And that's it, you know? And I enjoy this company, this Noble Otter. I think it's a very good soap. But the last one, the one that with the cannabis, I'm really impressed with that one because it's dense, right? I'm not impressed with like light and airy shave creams. I like it dense because when it's dense, it gives you a good protection. Yeah, the scent is definitely medium, and I like to agitate the skin a lot. Exfoliation. 90s parties were fire. Dude, I know. I think, dude, in one of my electrical rooms here, because I have to go in electrical rooms, um, somebody put a big, like, painting of, like, the whole, it's green and orange, I think it was 1987 Hurricanes, right? Jimmy Johnson, remember Jimmy Johnson? Michael Irvin, I think it was Troy Aikman? I don't know. Who was the quarterback back then? They had an all-star team back then. They were showboats. I'm not into football anymore. You know, they're spoiled little. Like what happened with that wide receiver Cheetah? Turned me off, man, to football. Shout outs to the last Specs Specs music. Dude, I knew he was wrong. You know, it was a big deal, but like when he should have said in the beginning, I acted irresponsibly. He knew the video was going to come out. I mean, maybe but it made the Dolphins look bad. You know, he's just a damn football player. It's like a politician, man. Not important really, but they have a lot of power. They don't add much to society, but they have a lot of power. Except Donald Trump. Message retracted. We know who that is. The Whiskey Reaper. I like the first shave with these. You're getting so much soap on your collar. It's soap. That's the good part about it. It's soap. I like the first time I used the razor. I don't like using it the second time. This is the second time. How's the Henson treat you, man? I know. I want to see you grow a nice beard for a change. No way, man. That's the old me. I had a goatee for years, and I'll be honest. I used it. I used it like almost like to show I'm the adult, kind of that kind of thing. Like I'm the adult. Like when you're the kid. But I'm retired now. I don't have to do anything. Any tips for shaving? No, I'm not a good shaver, man. Ask Kevin. Kevin's the best shaver. I'm not a good shaver. It was I like using it on the first. It wasn't okay. Let me go with my disposable on the second. It wasn't that great of a shave. I'm only, dude. Razors only are good for one shave. That's just my opinion. So let me even change this disposable. Well, yeah, I like new blades. I like it real sharp. Not real sharp, but like I don't like a very aggressive razor. I ain't I ain't do nothing, twin Tyreek. Yeah, he made the word twin popular, huh? Calm down, twin. Calm down, twin. Tyreek Hill. Dude, I miss the days of Sanders. Man had class. Dude, I used to go to all the football games, man. I was friends with the granddaughter of William Lehman, who was a congressman, right? You remember William Lehman? William Lehman Causeway. I was taking college courses with her, and so I went to all the Dolphins games for free. And the son owned William Lehman. Remember all down 441, William Lehman, all those car stores. Yeah, they were very wealthy. They left me in their place alone by myself. Like there was nobody there, no cameras or anything back then. They loved me. They wanted to offer me a position too in government. I, you know, I was kind of like, I just want to finish my degree and, you know, but at that time I wasn't planning on being a teacher. I was planning on being a CPA, certified public accountant. And I changed because I had a professor at FIU who was Asian, and I didn't understand a word he said. And I needed to like get through everything, and I was like, man, maybe I need to change my degree. And so I spoke with an education professor, and oh, nice, unforgivable. And he said, I said, I need a job as soon as I get out of college. I don't want to wait around. He says, be a special education teacher. And it's true, you get a job right away. They're teachers are in high demand right now. This girl I'm talking to, she's a teacher outside of Atlanta. She's making six figures, man, as a teacher. But the thing is, you're not allowed to discipline the kids anymore. And she broke a fight up, right? And she got injured. So she has like PTSD from breaking up a fight. I used to break up fights all the time. I hear people call me all the time. Remember this kid? Yeah, he committed murder. Okay. Yeah. A lot of the kids I taught are in prison. I saw some, like, when you see elementary kids, like, say, for instance, fifth graders stepping on other kids' heads, it's very disturbing, man. I used to say, I said, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, we're doing some family fights. People are gonna understand all the stuff I talk about, like with the Haiti and everything. Before nobody understood. Nobody understood anything. It's like, yeah, they have fake IDs. Their ages are all messed up. Of course, they want to say they're younger on their IDs as well because they get government assistance. A lot of this stuff is going to be out in the news, but I've been dealing with this stuff for a while. It's crazy, and the driving, the whole thing. I'll tell you what, the whole thing about the cats and the dogs. I think it was all BS. It's all BS, right? They weren't eating cats and dogs, right? They eat mud cakes. Okay, let's be honest. But it brought attention to immigration. And the only way the media would talk about immigration is they can make Trump look bad. And that's it. That's the bottom line. It's called 4D chess. It's called 4D chess. I think it was harmful to the Haitians, and I feel bad. You know, they're good people. They really are good people. They're God fearing people. You know, most of them are very quiet, very humble people. Um, and so I have only good things to say about the Haitian population. You know, but when you change the demographics, the thing is, Miami. This happened to Miami in the 1990s, man. Do you remember in Scarface when they had all the Cubans under the bridge? Dude, this already happened in Miami in the 1990s. This is nothing new. It's like, but now other parts of the country are going to feel what Miami went through. A lot of stuff said about Haitians is fake, like Jimmy Barbecue being a cannibal. It's U.S. propaganda. Canada, France, and the USA are working to overthrow. Dude, and here's what I think. Haiti is great real estate. Okay, you know, obviously the hurricanes, and I know you're into those conspiracies. Maybe the weather can be manipulated, but Haiti has a lot of natural resources. From what I've heard they have uranium underground. Stuff is good, man. You know this stuff. Almond citrus. Yeah. I paid like 21 bucks for this back in the day, and they got discontinued. But yeah, it's prime real estate. Also, also, you could put U.S. bases there. Uh, like what do you call the dome they have in Israel to prevent missiles or whatever? 80s club music versus 90s club music. Huh. 80s club music. Bananarama. She's got it. Oh, baby, she's got it. Right? And hey, Susanna Hoff of the Bangles. Walk like an Egyptian. But she had a better day. Time, time, time. Da, 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 da. What was the name of that song? I forgot. I have a few bottles of Lo My DL. We all knew long before the bottles disappeared that it was going to be discontinued. Iron Dome, yeah, good music. Dude, here's the thing. There was a such thing as discos and clubbing, right? But that was in the 1980s, and that was a real thing. But by the 90s, all the clubs disappeared. All the clubs disappeared in the 90s, man. The 80s were the greatest time to be alive. There were real clubs with people dancing. Hey, can I dance with you? Whatever. That was real stuff. And it was so nice to go out and you'd always meet a new woman because all you got to say is, nowadays it's like you have to buy them a drink, right? You have to spend money. Back then, you just said, hey, would you like to dance with me? That was it. Simple, easy peasy. And then you dance with them. And, if they liked you, they would do the slow dance with you. And I got slow dances because I was in good shape. This was before the big stomach, right? But the big stomach is going away. But yeah. And then in the 90s, the clubs kind of disappeared. And I'm not saying anything weird, but what happened in the 90s, a lot of gay clubs appeared, right? All the clubs became gay clubs. And then strip clubs. So in Miami, it was all gay clubs and strip clubs. Or you could go down to Club Space, which was like one of those ecstasy clubs. So the 90s, everything was ruined by the 90s. 90s music was garbage. I agree. Grunge was horrible. And I was out in Northern California for a little bit in the 90s, and yeah, it was all right. But the 80s were fun, friendly. It was a different world, Everybody was friendly. I mean, really. But in the 90s, it became like people started getting on drugs and dressing in black, and it was dark. Oh, don't forget alternative, total trash. I agree. The music that Joey listens to is total trash. Yeah. The music from the 80s was happy, Like I just named, like Susanna Hoff, That was fun. The Breakfast Club movie, that was fun. That's we were entering a new era, but it was fun. People were cool. People had like a personality. Like, I'm the nerd. You're the cool kid, like Breakfast Club, And I'm the prissy cheerleader, remember? Depeche Mode, yeah. But all that kind of disappeared. The 90s were dark. Everybody dressed in black. It was yuck. It's like people don't get me either. They think, oh, why is this guy acting so weird? Because we were from the 80s, man. We grew up with the 80s. We were friendly. We were outgoing. Y'all don't get it. Bill Clinton ruled the 90s. He tore down Glass-Steagall, created the Affordable Housing Act, and those two things led directly to the global financial crisis in 2008. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because he, with Glass-Steagall, that was, I think it had to do with giving everybody a shot to buy a house. And he took away the regulations of like having 20% down. He wanted to help out lower income families, right? And what was the name of that? He took down Glass-Steagall. It was not Glass-Steagall. It was the one that took down Glass-Steagall. I forgot the name of that one. Glass-Steagall was the one that made sure, that everything was regulated properly. Cuddles Protection Crew. Hi, do you remember me? How you doing, Bruce? Conway Shitty, back then it was money for nothing and your chicks for free. Love you, Cuddles. Love you too, Marcus. He took down his secretary way down. I'll tell you where the country messed up, Rocket. Besides Glass-Steagall, with Milton Friedman during the 80s with Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan messed up trade, okay? Because in the 70s, the United States was a manufacturing powerhouse, right? But in the 1970s, China was paying tariffs. So when he took away, he called it a free trade or whatever. So China wasn't paying those tariffs anymore. So a lot of those corporations produced in China, although they still had their headquarters in the United States, they produce in China. And so the American workers lost all the mills and everything else. China gained all that. They got the production over there, and according to protectionism, Alexander Hamilton, that's kind of deep. I have a headache right now. I can't think straight. But Alexander Hamilton, it's in the Constitution, Article 1, Section 8. It's 90 degrees in here. I'm trying to think straight. But if you're going to produce in the U.S., the whole thing is about jobs in the U.S., right? So once you take away those tariffs, they're not punished. They can produce in China for cheaper and make more money. Even with all the shipping, they could make more money. And it's hurting American workers. So the trade policies that Trump has, he understands trade. The guy has a degree from an economics university, Wharton or whatever. So he understands old school protectionism. The talking point with the media is you don't want to have a trade war. There was no trade war in the 1970s. But this is a talking point that the media keeps repeating about the trade war. It's like almost like January 6th. They keep repeating the same thing. No, they need to pay tariffs. Trump understands that because if they pay tariffs, what's going to happen is the corporations have to produce in the U.S., right? And, they have to pay. Now, I'm not in agreement with unions. I think unions, now they're asking for even more money. And a lot of these people who run the unions, they're a bunch of fat cats. They had a guy, his name was Pat Tornillo from Miami-Dade. He was in charge of the United Teachers of Dade. Dude had so much money, right? And he went to jail for, something with what he was doing was illegal. But he was making millions of dollars. So you join the union, he's making millions of dollars. It's the union is all a farce, okay? What the heck? Take some Addison. Addison! Oh shit, Addison, man. That's awesome. That's a throwback. Yeah. The shipping lanes were protected by the U.S. military. Okay, so what's going on right now? And Duncan, I wish Duncan was in here. What's going on right now with the unions? The what do you call those people? um, land the ones that work on at the docks. What do you call those people at the ports? Anyway, all those workers they want a raise, and if they don't get their raise, they're going to go on strike. Longshoremen, that's what they're called, longshoremen longshoremen. So that's another thing that's going to happen right now is the longshoremen are going to go on strike if they don't get a big raise. They're not asking for a little bit. They're asking for a big raise. And if they don't get their big raise, they're going to go on strike. So I say replace those longshoremen with just scabs. Scabs. The Democrats like to use that word, But yeah, replace them with scabs because it's going to cost. That's where a lot of the products' prices are going to go up in price because who's paying for that, right? It's crazy, man. And I don't want to get too deep. Trump has to be careful with tariffs, though. If you tariff China too much, they will lash out with aggression. They have big economic problems there right now. Longshoremen, yep, that's it. But, well, you have to, yeah, exactly. You have to be reasonable. And that's, hey, he met with Zelensky, right? It's like, dude, Zelensky was so humble. I've never seen him so humble before. It's like, yeah, you have to be reasonable. Anytime you're not reasonable and you want to teach them a lesson, anytime you want to teach someone a lesson, it always backfires. That's how Hitler came to power. It was because, Rocket, with the Treaty of Versailles, the Versailles Treaty, the U.S. wanted to come at Germany because of World War One, reparations for World War One with France. They wanted to come out with the 14 points. But the UK was the one who had Germany sign this Treaty of Versailles, and it bankrupted Germany. And they were very, very poor. So, because they wanted to teach Germany a lesson, from World War One, right? Archduke Ferdinand, right? Yeah. So anytime you get to punish someone, over punish them, it always backfires, man. And that's one thing I learned from history. Anytime you want to punish a country so bad because of past actions, it'll backfire because that company is going to lash out. And that's exactly what you said, Rocket. You said China will lash out if you make the tariffs too high. I agree. You have to be reasonable. And also, the tariffs are revenue for the United States government. So that money helps pay off our debt also, right? And who's essentially paying for it? The corporations have to pay. It's not China. It's the corporations that are producing in China. They have to pay tariffs. It's not China. It's the corporations that are producing in China. We may have interrupted. Wait, do I have my glasses? Yeah, they want a revenge on Germany. Yeah, that's you. The UK wanted revenge on Germany, and then Germany lashed out. We may have interrupted things differently. I don't know how you conclude. No, when Trump was with Zelensky, I don't know if you saw it. It happened, I think, yesterday. So Trump is saying, yeah, we need to work this whole thing out. And Zelensky was just like quiet, like this. And that's what I meant humble. He was quiet. Same thing with Japan. The U.S. cut them off from oil before Pearl Harbor. I believe in protectionism, but you have to be fair. It's true. I think any foreign government subsidized industries should have tariffs. Dude, that's the whole thing is you have to be fair. And you hear this media, they are so unfair. And they're going to pay consequences for being unfair. Saying Trump is literally Hitler and he's a threat to democracy. See, that's not fair for them to say that. They're going too far. They can say I don't like the guy, but they're going too far. And so he's going to get revenge because they've been preaching, like The View, they've been preaching this stuff for a while now. And it's going to come back and haunt them. And, they may get sued, they may whatever. Yeah. All right, man. Hey, thanks for the 7 thumbs up. I'm glad you guys rock it. I'm glad you showed up. I appreciate your company. And Ultimate Prime, how you doing, man? Binaca. Trump is winning the info war already. Hold on, let me read this. I'm against Ukraine. Trump is winning the info war anyway. Anyone aligned with the left are a bunch of losers at this point. The only way they win is if they cheat with millions of mail-in ballots. Again, USA help Ukraine because once the war ends, a huge bunch of American companies will help to rebuild the country. The business circle is completed. They're gonna come back, and I think a lot. I think honestly, I don't know about like the country, but I'm older. Like I'm 60 years old, and I'm out of the workforce. But like people, like the people today, they're just on their phones all day. Back in the 70s and 80s, we didn't have that. And all the teenagers worked. So I think there is some sort of issue with the American work ethic. And so maybe that's why they're importing people. Fernando. What's up, bro? Yeah, it's weird. Rebuild equals steal from the country. I heard all the big investment companies already snatched up 30% of the farmland in Ukraine. It's hot, man. I'm still waiting for it to cool off, man. October it should be cool off, and I could sit here and talk for hours. But I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I appreciate it. I think Americans trying to make sense of it. It's kind of sad. I think a lot of us already figured it out. Dude, you want to hear the biggest story right now? I don't know all the details, right? But Kamala Harris tried to prosecute Michael Jackson back in 2004, something like that. And they interviewed Trump. This is back from 2004. He said, Michael was with my sons. I trusted him. And then there was another guy, I think he passed away. He says, listen, he told the story. I went to Michael's house. He slept in a cot, and that was it. But his mom wanted him to lie. His mom wanted him to lie because she wanted millions of dollars. But I believe Michael Jackson was a good guy who didn't touch kids, but they were looking for a payout. And so Janet Jackson remembers Donald J. Trump stuck up for her brother. And she says Kamala is not black. And she's not apologizing. Because she knows what was the name of the I don't know the name of the singer, but his parents were trying to convince him to say that Michael touched him. And he told the truth. And then something mysteriously happened to the guy. But Kamala was after Michael Jackson. She wanted to lock him up. I'm not going to put my hands in the fire for Michael Jackson. Yeah, but yeah, dude, no, exactly. He just loved kids, man. Michael Jackson was a weirdo with a lot of money, surrounded by vultures. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the story is really interesting. I don't know if I gave an accurate description of it, but Donald Trump, they interviewed him back in 2004. He said, listen, Michael Jackson comes over my house. He plays with the kids. The kids love him. You know, that's it. But they everybody wanted a little money. They wanted to defame the guy. You know, and he was a good man. Yeah, Michael Jackson was a good guy. I believe Michael Jackson. Yes, I do. Michael Jackson is alive, bro. What's up, console fanboy? He played with the kids. Wait, how? No, I don't know exactly. There's an interview from 2004 where Donald Trump said Michael came over the house. He had a residence in Trump Tower. Michael Jackson had a residence in Trump Tower, and he came to Donald's apartment or whatever. And I don't know what they played. That's He says, but he trusted him. The kid said nothing happened. The famous singer said nothing happened. But he kind of called out his mom, saying, "My mom wanted me to say that something did happen." He said, and he said, "No, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I don't care about the money." You know, they wanted to frame him because he's kind of soft and different, but he never touched any kids. I believe he never touched any kids, man. They just tried to fame the guy because he had money. They wanted to ruin him. You know. Anyway, shout out to Michael Jackson. Shout out to Donald J. Trump, who stuck up for Michael Jackson. Oh, Macaulay Culkin. I think Macaulay Culkin said nothing happened, right? There you go. Macaulay Culkin said it was BS. Dude, people will do anything for money. Trust me. They'll set you up. I know, man. And these people are scumbags. They try to ruin Michael Jackson's happy life. The narrative on Michael Jackson has been flipping these past few months. Candace Owens has been trying to clear him too. Yeah. These scumbags trying to. Exactly. Oh boy. She's if you don't know what's going on with Candace Owens, you gotta watch. You gotta watch Candace Owens. It's unbelievable the stuff that she's digging up. It's all BS, dude. He was charged and proven innocent. He's a legend. Shout out to Console Fanboy. I agree, man. I agree. He was a legend. He's always a legend. And he's innocent. People will try to set you up for money. People will defame you. He was a good-hearted man that just loved kids, man. And loved kids doesn't mean pedophile. He just loved kids. He loved the energy of kids. He can't even I subbed to Candace. I love her. She's a genius. Yes, she is. She's very intelligent. Anyway, take care. Have a good one. I shouldn't be defending Michael Jackson. I should.